Welcome back to our channel, soap fans. Today is a beautiful sun-drenched day here in Los Angeles, but the storm clouds are gathering fast over Forrester Creations. Grab your favorite drink, settle in, and brace yourselves. We are about to dive into the most explosive drama of the season. The heavy mahogany door of the Forrester Creations CEO office clicks shut, the metallic locking mechanism echoing through the cavernous, silent room like a judge's gavel slamming down on a final, inescapable verdict. There is absolutely no turning back now. Steffy Forrester Finnegan stands frozen by the massive executive desk, her chest heaving as she stares at the man standing across from her. The mission today was supposed to be simple, clinical, and brutally efficient. She and Carter Walton had arranged this highly secretive, closed-door meeting for one specific, desperate purpose: to completely obliterate every single trace of their explosive, drunken night of passion in Monaco. They needed to align their stories, delete the encrypted text messages, shred the hotel receipts, and bury the devastating evidence of their infidelity before it could detonate and destroy their respective marriages. It was supposed to be a strategic, damage control summit between two high-powered executives trying to save their lives from total ruin. But as the silence stretches on, the sterile, businesslike atmosphere of the CEO office begins to evaporate, replaced by a thick, suffocating, and dangerously electric tension. Steffy paces the length of the room, her designer heels clicking rhythmically against the hardwood floor. She holds her phone in her trembling hands, her thumb hovering over the delete button that would wipe their digital footprint clean. Yet, she cannot bring herself to press it. Every time she looks up, her eyes lock onto Carter. He is watching her with an intensity that makes the air in the room feel heavy, his broad shoulders tense, his gaze burning with an unspoken, undeniable hunger that sends a violent shiver straight down her spine. As Steffy looks deep into Carter's dark, yearning eyes, a profound and terrifying realization washes over her, hitting her with the force of a runaway freight train. She thinks of her husband. She thinks of John Finn Finnegan. Finn is the handsome, dedicated doctor. Finn is the miracle survivor who fought his way back from the dead for her. Finn is a good, moral, and fundamentally decent man who looks at her with blind, unwavering devotion. But in this exact, heart-stopping moment, Steffy realizes the suffocating truth. Finn is entirely too perfect. Finn's pristine, clinical morality is choking her. He wants to heal her trauma, to bandage her wounds, to pretend that the absolute nightmare of Sheila can just be neatly sanitized and swept under the rug of their perfect coastal life. Finn simply cannot comprehend the dark, untamed, and utterly feral soul that currently resides inside Steffy's chest. She is a woman who violently hurled her wedding ring at her husband in the glamorous principality of Monaco. She is a survivor operating on pure, ruthless adrenaline. Finn wants to domesticate her pain, but Carter? Carter is standing right here in the shadows of the Forrester building, radiating a raw, dangerous energy that perfectly matches her own feral state. Carter does not look away as Steffy stops pacing. The physical distance between them feels agonizingly small, yet infinitely dangerous. He takes a slow, deliberate step forward, the sound of his breathing cutting through the quiet office. He looks at the shredder, he looks at the phones, and then he looks directly at Steffy's lips. The corporate mask slips completely, revealing a man who is actively drowning in his own overwhelming obsession. With a voice trembling with raw, unfiltered emotion, Carter shatters the silence and makes a confession that changes everything. He tells Steffy the agonizing truth about his current reality. Daphne Rose Walton is back in Los Angeles. She never got on that plane to Paris. She is sitting in their home right now, ready to fight for their marriage, ready to look past her devastating early menopause diagnosis, and ready to explore surrogacy or adoption to give Carter the family he has always desperately craved. Daphne is offering him everything he ever wanted, everything he ever dreamed of. But Carter is completely and utterly paralyzed. "I can't touch her, Steffy," Carter whispers, the words tearing from his throat like shards of glass. He steps even closer, his eyes pleading, his defenses entirely stripped away. He confesses that he cannot be a husband to Daphne anymore. He cannot look at his own wife without seeing Steffy's face flashing in his mind. He cannot close his eyes at night without feeling Steffy's skin against his, without smelling her perfume, without reliving the desperate, intoxicating passion they shared in Monte Carlo. The memory of their illicit hookup has completely hijacked his mind, his body, and his soul. He is a man possessed, and the cure is standing right in front of him. Steffy's breath catches in her throat. The sheer vulnerability and raw desperation in Carter's confession strikes a match in the powder keg of her own repressed desires. The air in the CO office ignites. This is no longer about grief. This is no longer about the trauma of Sheila, or the betrayal of Finn's silence, or the heartbreak of Daphne's infertility. The alcohol that fueled their first encounter in Monaco is entirely absent. The grief has faded into the harsh, unforgiving light of a bright Los Angeles afternoon. There are absolutely no excuses left to hide behind. No blurred lines. No temporary insanity to blame. The space between them vanishes in a heartbeat. Steffy drops her phone onto the desk, the device clattering against the polished wood as she reaches out, grabbing the lapels of Carter's tailored suit. Carter responds with equal, terrifying ferocity, his hands wrapping around her waist, pulling her flush against his chest. The collision is explosive, earth-shattering, and entirely voluntary. Papers are swept off the massive executive desk in a frantic, chaotic blur, scattering across the floor like the shattered, irreparable remnants of their respective marriages. They crash together with a desperate, lethal intensity, their mouths colliding in a kiss that is equal parts punishment and salvation. This is a conscious, sober, and completely intentional choice to cross a line they can never, ever uncross. They are actively choosing to betray everything and everyone they hold dear, surrendering completely to the feral, untamed fire that is burning them both alive. The CEO office, the very epicenter of Forrester Creations' power and legacy, becomes the stage for their ultimate, devastating betrayal. Every touch is electric, every whispered word a nail in the coffin of their former lives. They move together with a frantic, unyielding rhythm, completely consumed by the undeniable chemistry that has been simmering beneath the surface for months. It is a moment of pure, unadulterated passion, stripped of all pretense, all corporate loyalty, and all marital vows. They are just a man and a woman, hopelessly addicted to the dangerous thrill of each other's touch. In the breathless, echoing aftermath, as the adrenaline slowly fades and the reality of their actions begins to set in, a new, far more terrifying truth emerges in the quiet shadows of the office. Tangled together, their chests heaving, they look deeply into each other's eyes and realize the catastrophic reality of their situation. The feral hunger has not been satisfied. It has only been fed. This was not a mistake. This was not a momentary lapse in judgment fueled by anger or despair. As they hold each other in the silent room, the unspoken words hang heavily in the air, vibrating with a lethal clarity. They have fallen deeply, irrevocably, and dangerously in love. The realization hits them both like a physical blow. The secret between them is no longer just about a physical betrayal. It has evolved into a full-blown emotional coup d'etat. They are not just hiding a one-night stand. They are hiding a profound, soul-shaking connection that threatens to rewrite the entire landscape of their lives. This voluntary, sober admission of love makes their secret infinitely more toxic, infinitely more lethal, and infinitely more dangerous than it was when they first walked into the room. The stakes are now astronomically, terrifyingly high. Outside the heavy mahogany doors of this office, the world is continuing on, completely oblivious to the bomb that has just been armed. John Finn Finnegan is currently walking around Los Angeles, blindly praising his wife, desperately trying to save their fractured marriage, and fighting to prove his loyalty. Finn is operating under the tragic, pathetic assumption that his only obstacle is the lingering shadow of Sheila. He has absolutely no idea that his beautiful, fierce wife just gave her heart, her body, and her feral soul to another man in broad daylight. The absolute devastation heading Finn's way is almost too cruel to comprehend. And then there is Daphne. Sweet, trusting, heartbroken Daphne, who is currently pouring her soul out to Ridge Forrester, seeking comfort, advice, and reassurance about her future. Daphne is clinging to the hope that her husband will stand by her side, that they will navigate her infertility diagnosis together, and that their marriage can survive this brutal test. She is entirely unaware that the man she loves, the man she rushed home to be with, is actively choosing another woman over their future. Carter is looking at the family he always wanted, and he is consciously deciding to burn it all to the ground for the intoxicating thrill of Steffy Forrester. The toxicity of this deception is unparalleled. Steffy and Carter are now bound together by a lie so massive, so destructive, that it requires them to look their spouses in the eye every single day and pretend that nothing has changed. They must go home, sleep in their marital beds, and play the roles of the devoted wife and the supportive husband, all while their minds and hearts are completely consumed by the forbidden memories of the CEO office. It is a psychological torture chamber of their own making, a high-wire act of deception that requires absolute, flawless perfection. But secrets this large, this volatile, and this deeply rooted in genuine love cannot stay buried forever. The pressure is already building, the cracks are already forming, and the guilt is already threatening to suffocate them both. They have lit a fuse that is burning faster than they can possibly control. When this bomb finally detonates, and it is only a matter of time before it does, the explosion will be apocalyptic. It will not just end marriages. It will obliterate the Forrester, Finnegan, and Walton families entirely. It will shatter Ridge's trust in his most loyal executive. It will destroy Finn's faith in the woman he died for. And it will break Daphne's heart beyond repair. Steffy and Carter have chosen the fire. And now, they must prepare to watch their entire world burn to ash. Will Steffy and Carter's forbidden love destroy the Forrester legacy forever? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for the next explosive update.